Hi, good day everyone, and welcome to the OneSolve YouTube channel. And for today's session, what I'm going to be showcasing is how to use the draft tool. Now, the draft tool is quite nice. It allows you to apply a taper to the face of your component or angle it ever so slightly. How this tool works is it can be accessed from your Inventor ribbon. It's called draft. Once you select it, your dialog box will open up and you can define your draft angle. To do that, we first have to choose a pull angle, and this can be any reference, face, or edge on your model. In this case, I'll choose the top face of my component, and what that's going to do is determine the angle of your draft. The next specification is to actually choose which faces on your model you'd like to apply a taper to, and I simply head over to my model and select those faces. So I can go and select more. Of course, I've just chosen 2, and we can then manipulate the angle of the draft using the in-canvas manipulator, or alternatively, to be more specific, we can apply a value to it. So I'll go with 20-degree angle outwards, and of course, as you apply a positive value, it will taper outwards. A negative value, as we'll see now in a second, your draft will go inwards. In this case, I'll go back to 20-degree angle. Another thing you'll notice is that it's ignored the adjacent faces. Of course, the adjacent faces being the fillet that was not included in my selection. A nice little tool that can be used within the draft dialog box is this automatic blending. What this will do is include any adjacent faces to the drafting faces that I've picked. So it now includes the fillets, and those are included in the draft and behave as expected. Over and above that, another tool is automatic face change selection. What this will allow me to do is actually select all the adjacent faces in one click, and that grabs all my faces on my model, and those will be, of course, drafted outwards. Okay, so that's one method of using the draft tool. I'm just going to delete the draft that I've created and showcase another method. In this method, we will be using a plane to actually pivot our draft around, and in this case, I'll create a plane midway, halfway in my, between my model, and that's going to be called a break plane in terms of when we use it for draft tool. Now, I then activate my draft tool, choose my, instead of choosing a fixed edge or pull direction, I'm going to use the second option and choose a fixed plane to pivot around. Once I select my mid plane, all I have to do is simply choose the faces I'd like to apply draft to, and take note, I have automatic face chain on. That's going to select all my adjacent faces and apply a draft to it. So if I head over to my left view, you can see a draft has been applied in one direction. So I can also change the direction to symmetrical, which will allow me to apply a opposite draft on either side of my work plane, one tapering, both tapering inwards instead of outwards. Then I can select apply, and there we go, we have a double-sided draft angle applied to this part. So that summarizes some of the basics on the draft tool. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned to our channel to find out more on the basics of these tools.